Well,
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is John Reed, and I'm the Fallen Angel. I'm joined, as always, by the urban warrior, the alpha female, Fury. How you doing today, Fury?
hells yeah. I'm doing good. How
We
about
got.
you?
I'm doing great. We have a special guest here tonight. He is possibly going to be. He's currently the biggest guest we have so far, and probably one of the biggest stars we're probably ever going to get to join us on this podcast. Um, do you want to give him the introduction, or should I?
Well, you're probably familiar with his accolades. All I know is he helped train that bitch Megan Cooper for a wee bit during her injury time.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, please stand, or if you're behind a screen, start doing the praying thing, because we got ourselves a legit legend, living legend, in the studios with us here today. We got the A-lister. We have the master of the Hollywood Hold. We have former champion. I couldn't list the many accomplishments that this man has held. He is Mr. Showtime, Hayden. How you doing today, Hayden?
Let me just go ahead and list those accolades for you, Reed. Former two-time CMV Undisputed Champion, first ever Undisputed Champion, former Intercontinental Champion, King of the Ring winner, Royal Rumble winner, many Glammy Award winner, and not to former, I don't really care, former Tag Team Champion and former Anarchy Champion. There you go. There's the introduction. How are you all doing?
I'm doing great.
Nice to be here.
You're always welcomed here. This is a of, I guess, peace. I guess I don't know, but no fighting basically, because this is a very cramped room.
I'll control myself.
There's a bunch of expensive equipment here. So, Hayden, what do you have going on right in the world of wrestling? What's going on with you?
Well, this past episode of Unmatched, I was supposed to be going one-on-one with Parker to claim my rightful place as the number one contender and soon to be CMV World Champion on Unmatched. But of course, D'Angelo St. Daniels came down to the ring, distracted me ringside, wouldn't let me get my rightful title shot. Gave it to some scrubby clown, Parker. I have my issues with clowns. I had to fight Bozo a couple months ago. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm coming over here, a legend, and I'm being fed clowns. DSD, I clown in his own right. A joke of a superstar with no heart comes down to the ring and distracts me when I should be on my way to greatness. Something that he could never wish to have. The only times he's been champ, he hasn't even held it for a month. My shortest reign is over a month, and he's coming at my heels, trying to hold on to my fame. Yeah, that's what's going on. I'm gonna have to humble him, most likely at Redemption Road. But yeah, that's going on. That's what's going on with me right now.
I have a question that I don't want to get a clarification, because your shortest reign was over a month and over. But what about the time you won the Undisputed Championship from Justin Sane at WrestleMania 3? How long did that reign last?
Well, see, I technically don't think I lost that belt. He had to have someone in his corner to make me lose the belt. He never beat me clean for the belt. I've never lost the belt to this day. I'm the undefeated, undisputed CMV, undisputed champion, and nobody can touch me. They wanted me to come back to fight Sane. Let me tell you this story. And because obviously I was retired by Sane at Anarchy Rules. after I pitted the roster for the entire season and not used my patented Hollywood hold, I was forced off the show by saying, and they asked me, they begged me to come back because they need stars, and I said I sent them an offer in writing. I said, Justin saying, if you want me to come back, if you want to prove that you really are this great legend, because I bet all three of you in this. Well, sorry, both of you in this podcast right now believe Justin Sands is the best superstar in history. Well, let me tell you something. I offered him a deal. I said, I will come back and you can make yourself the star in CMV history, but all you have to do is erect a statue of me in your house and bow to it every night, and I will come back and grant you the opportunity to win the belt that I never lost clean. And he did not accept my terms. That's why I'm over here on Unmatched right now. Undefeated, undisputed.
I'd smash it.
Yeah, well, that's why. You know what? I'm not gonna give a Vixen. That's not my way. I respect the Vixen's division. I respect it for what it is. I'm not gonna get into it with you, Fury. You can do your thing over there.
Yeah, you just don't want me to hit Megan Cooper. I know how.
I'd be looking out for your own back, because to my knowledge, she's got a win over you, right? She pins you in that fatal. If you want to go, if we're gonna start this back and forth right now.
That was after Kitty.
She pinned you in that fatal
four-way,
right? Well, yeah, but you got to understand that's a fatal four-way, so people can come at you from any angle, and you must have let your guard down for a little bit to allow Megan Cooper to take that pinfall. But this isn't about Megan Cooper. This is about the single greatest superstar in CMV history.
That's right, Fury.
Who spreads his greatness, evidently.
By the way, Grid said, so do you want to fight him again to reclaim those tornado belts?
Well, see, as I said when I was introducing my accolades, and then you can go back and watch segments from the very beginning of CMV, from episode 1, where I said that tag belts meant nothing to those belts, if you recall. I was open to accept any challenges anytime, anywhere. I didn't want those belts. That means you own a half a belt if you have the tag team belts. That means you need someone else to help you win a belt, and I just did not care about those belts. Same with the Anarchy belt as well. I don't fight for lower tier titles. I go for the main belt, and the only belt that matters right now is the CMV World Championship.
So that's why you lay down to Grid and Animal then?
That's exactly why I laid down to Grid and Animal. Me and Quantum are brothers fight, but it was what's best for me and what's best for him to drop those belts. He just didn't see it.
Speaking of brothers fighting, so there's been a bunch of family quarrels in wrestling history. There's a bunch going on right now in CMV. What's your thoughts on that? If you have any thoughts at all, or is saying that you don't care about seeing that you are that much better?
Brothers fighting right now in CMV? Who?
Brothers fighting in CMV, family quarrels, like the Rafays, the father-son angle going on. And,
I've had about Tim LaFave. We all know too well on how I feel about Tim LaFave. He's a massive joke that has to resort to being the face of Genesis, and he can't even be the face of Genesis. That's the D show, and he can't even be the face of that. He's getting beaten up by a 50-year-old man on the reg. I got nothing but, disdain towards that man. And the fact that he was your first Alpha World Champion just shows that that's a Beta World belt. And yeah, I don't really care for that at all.
Okay, we already got a treat here from Pooh Order. This guy's a very big fan of Winnie the Pooh. Hey Hayden, big fan. How did you feel about that China Ma'am stealing your Showtime nickname? You coming after he ain't half the man you are. Thoughts?
Well, yeah, that's right, because he is half the man. He needs a tag team partner to win his only single piece of gold. I know who you're talking about, Mr. Showtime. Yeah, he is half the man. He needs a tag team partner to win his only piece of gold at CMV. I'm not coming for him because I don't stoop lower than my goals. He can stick down there in their little tag division while I stick up here in the main event. And that's really all I have to say.
Okay. That was pure savagery right there. Savagery at its finest. Just nothing. I shouldn't expect anything less coming from the greatest professional wrestler in CMV's history. But
I am the most underappreciated wrestler when it comes to mic talk, for sure.
yeah, it's so true.
And you can't teach that.
and and speaking of greatest of all times, I've been hearing that you have an opinion on a self-proclaimed greatest of all time, Mr. Schmitty, I guess current general manager of Fusion.
All right. Let me tell you why he's the exact opposite of what you just said. Firstly, he debuted, fair enough, won the European title in his debut, then went on a 4-fight losing streak and had to retreat to Fusion and get help to rise to the top. He had to take a United States belt, not win a United States belt, take a United States belt. And now this guy is in control of Fusion, but still can't quite win the big one. You know, he lost to Andrew. Let me tell you something. He's fighting Cole Savage at Ascendance. He was offered to go into a feud with me, and I accepted that feud, but he turned it down, knowing full well, and this is a fact, and you could ask anybody. He turned it down, knowing full well. Yeah, this is a legitimate fact behind the scenes, whatever you want to say. He turned it down, knowing he would fall to his knees to the true best. He is all talk. We saw him lose on that house show a couple months back. He is nothing but a guy who needs 3-4 other men to stand in front of him to make him look tough.
So that I can't argue with you, seeing that you are in fact a living legend. It'd be disrespectful even to think of arguing with you. So Hayden, my first question for you is: you are you are a veteran of the business, been around for a long while. You've been here since the very beginning of CMV. Do you have what is your most memorable match or moment in wrestling in general?
There's a few. I keep making memories every week, but I'd have to put 3 successive victories over Xander Slate on that list, winning King of the Ring, crushing Scott Norris' hopes and dreams, and then going on to beat Joe Maxwell in the same night. That's another good one. Winning the Royal Rumble to everyone's dismay, and then winning the belt in the main event, beating your boy Just Insane, as only I can do. Yeah, there's quite a few. I'd probably say the King of the Ring win, and then Joe Maxwell's up there, because nobody else is ever going to do that.
Fury, you got a question for him?
Yeah. So we all know you from your time in.
We get a bit of interference here. I can't really hear you.
How did the first match feel, and how did you then forehand?
Whoa.
I think I heard that. You asked me how my first match went. It was kind of a bit of interference.
I believe she said.
We know you're best. Okay. Yes.
Oh.
Hey, while Fury is getting that fixed, I think I know what she was trying to say here. We know you best in CMV.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, technical difficulties.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, you want to continue his question, or should I read it?
Oh yeah, so.
Okay. Hey, we know you best.
Show.
Yeah, we know you best in CMV, especially since you were in the very first match of CMV. How did it feel to be in that match? And I know you're a living legend and all, but I've only been able to keep track of you from the beginning of CMV till now. Was there something before that very first episode, or was it just, oh, I want to be a pro wrestler, and you joined CMV and became the living legend they?
Well, wrestling's entertainment. I've always been very entertaining. CMV was starting up. They needed talent. They saw me. They hired me. I was 18 at the time. So yeah, it was my first ever wrestling match when I took on Alex Jade in the first ever match in CMV history. Dominated him. Went on I think like a 4 or 5 match win streak actually in that first season. Um, and that was without the Hollywood hold too. But yeah, I came in here knowing that nobody else could talk how I talk, nobody else could move how I move, and I know I'd rise up the ranks. It took me a while. People got in my way. I just never really took a shit. Tried to find ways to make me a detour around, but when I finally got that shot, I won. It only took me one singles match to belt, and the rest is history, as they say.
And that is glorious history. Speaking of the first bit of CMV, there was it started out like as a very small promotion. Then like after a few months hiatus, then when it came back, it was bigger, badder. It was basically the end all be all of professional wrestling. Can you give us some insight on what was happening during that hiatus?
Well, for me, I went back to Hollywood. That's where if you notice, I came back with the Hollywood gimmick. I went to Hollywood during that hiatus. I filmed a movie. It was about what, 6 month hiatus. I think that's around there. So it was a long hiatus, and when I came back, I guess the funding went up. They saw how good the first season was. They decided, what, let's make this a full promotion. They funded it. Whoever's funding it, funded it hard, and yeah, a lot of us had become quite popular at that point. Scott Norrie, he was on the Stone Cold podcast. He was getting big. I got big through Hollywood, and it just grew. With me at the unofficial helm, if you will.
Fury, are you back yet, or are you still having technical difficulties? Okay. So
So,
Fury, you got any other questions here for Mr. Living Legend Hayden?
yep. Since you've done everything there is in DMV, what can you do? Like, what's the point of you even staying here if you claim to have done it all?
I've done everything there is to do on Fusion, or anything that's worth doing on Fusion. I haven't done everything on. The only time I was ever on Unmatched was at the end of season 2, and I had the general manager Kane up my ass every week. They were working together, both general managers, making me fight anyone and everyone, so that I would lose at both Implosion and Ascendance. Now, I did lose at Implosion, but I was saving myself for the title match at Ascendant, which I did win. But I eventually redeemed that loss to Marco Punish. Anyway. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot for me to do. I want to win this world title. Yeah, that will truly make. Right now, there's a lot of questions on who the best superstar in CMV is. A lot of people say Sane, some people say me. Sane has held the Undisputed, and he's held the world title. I'm gonna be a Grand Slam champion on both shows, so there's no question on who the greatest of all time is. And everyone in my way is gonna get. I mean, I don't really care about those mid-card belts, but if that's what I gotta do to become the greatest, I'm gonna take them. Nobody stopped me when I put my mind to it, and nobody will stop me. I could come take the Vixen's belts if I wanted to. Of course, I'd be beating on women, but if I wanted to, I could. Nobody on there's gonna touch me either. Sorry, Fury, but
We all know I can kick your ass any day.
well, you need to get past Megan Cooper first, but
Can I just say, Animal and Grid are scared of me, and they're but 400. What did you?
Animal and Grid need each other though to win. I don't need anybody.
Grid started off. He beat the undefeated Headhunter before he.
And I kept calling out Headhunter
Became a
every
tag team.
single week, and he would not answer my call out because he knew it was going to come to an end.
Well, maybe
Every
you
single
should have
week.
done what Grid did and go face to face with Paul Heyman. End head and say, "I want," instead of just hiding behind a microphone.
There's nothing clearer than me standing in the center calling out Headhunter. If he wanted it, he could have come got it.
Or why don't you just went backstage right up to his face and said it? That way he had no chance to deny you.
Because I want the fans to see my greatness right here in the center of the ring. I give everyone a chance before I destroy them. If they don't want to take that chance, if they don't want to take the chance to become greatness, even have the chance to climb to my level, they don't deserve the chance. So if they want it, I'm the A side in any contest I go into. So if they want part of me, they got to come get me. I'm not going to walk backstage and come get them because they're not worth my time. I'm offering them a chance to become the A side in the future. They have to come out that chance, and he did not want any part of me, even though I'm half his size.
Fury, you need to. I know you're trying to stir anything up here. I say this is a living legend, so I think we should give him a little bit more respect here. I'm sorry, Hayden, for the way that she was acting. It's our
Well,
last
I can understand that. When you're striving to become second best, you can get a little bit moody. I'm always the best, so I'm always thinking with a light side. Fury knows, especially with those buckled knees, that she's never going to be number one. I'm sitting here number one 100% of the time. No, I haven't lost a single match this season, clean anyway. Fury hasn't either, though. Well, she hadn't, sorry. Well, it wasn't clean, actually, so I can't even say that. She hasn't lost a match clean, all due respect there, but in fairness, Fury, I'm going to become the interviewer for a second here. Who have you fought that's big in singles action?
Well, let's see. I beat Iggs. I beat a couple of other Intercontinental champions. Dirty Diana. Who else? It's a long list. I beat Rose Punish twice. Twice on mounts. Despite the fact she apparently destroyed Zero, injured knees and all.
But in essence, all people that
I'm the
ended
only...
up to the one person you keep ducking.
Well, let's see. I'm Vixen, who is currently undefeated against J Divine Sushi X. I've beaten her 5 times in a row.
On a low though, Rick, real quick, off the topic, what's the Neuron Express's tag team?
And it's Oscars.
Okay, back to the interview. I just at the entrance.
So we got a treat here from the Bloody One, Bloody Justice. Hey Hayden, who are you again? Wow.
Oh. I'm the legend, Bloody Justice, something that you can't comprehend, where you sit there, in a failed... I didn't even really know you, that's how irrelevant you are, but let's take a look. You tried a tag team, right, with... I didn't even know the other guy's name. Something Warrior. What happened to that? Did you even win the belts? Nah, you didn't. Even I won the belts, and I didn't even want them. Who are you? What are you even doing? Do you even have the right to say, who am I again? I didn't even know who you are. Do you even have a belt? What are you even doing? What brand are you on? I don't even know anything about you. And you're saying, who am I? I'm the legend. You're the nobody. Get in line.
That's straight fire. We got another treat from Edge
I think
was Vicky. Oh, wait, go.
That ladder me this one. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll fix it. Give me a few seconds. I'll pop back in a few.
Okay. Fury's experiencing technical difficulties. She'll be right back. We got our staff working on her mic, trying to get it fixed. Until then, we got we have a tweet here from Edgeless Vicky, and it goes, Hayden, are there any vixens you like? Don't like. You seem to... Wait. I got this mixed up. I'm sorry, Mr. Living Legends. Let me reread this. Hayden, Are there any victions yes, yes. Are there any victions you like? You seem to you don't like any of the Ready Lesters at all. Is there
You know,
any?
I respect. Like I said at the start, I respect them all. I don't appreciate the attitudes of a lot of them. I've worked with Megan Cooper before, so you know, uh, I like Megan Cooper. Uh, anyone who's earned respect, I don't mind. That's all I really have to say on the matter. I watch the Vixens division. I enjoy it just as much as I watch any other division. But I don't know if there's anybody I dislike personally. Just the attitude maybe needs a tune-up. Like me, I don't talk trash. Everyone says I talk trash. I just speak facts. I speak the truth, and if it sounds like it's talking trash and it offends you, then maybe you should lighten up a little bit. I'm just speaking the truth, and if the people who are receiving or on the other end of this truth don't like it, then they need to evaluate themselves.
That is good points. Good points. So Hayden, we got another tweet here from Bloody Justice.
Shall I read this one?
Yeah, you can read this one. Now
Okay.
your Max.
Seeing
your
you
mic's
can hear me now. Okay. Right, the bloody one. I may not be a legend, but I am the bloody one. I am the speaker of the spider deity. So Hayden, don't you insult me. MJ, yeah, we didn't win, but we fought tooth and nail. But I am with Rise now, for all respect.
You haven't earned my respect, and who even is Rise as well? And when you win something, come back and tell me. But don't come back when you win a tag team belt. Come back when you win the undisputed belt. Because other than that, I don't really care. Fusion. In fact, if you won the undisputed belt right now, Fusion, I would be surprised. That is so. It's just lacking so many stars. They need me.
I mean, Reese Matthews
Who's a big
won it.
name on Fusion right now? Who's a big name? Chris Andrews. Who's a big name? Xander Slate. He's 4 years past his prime. Justin Sane's gone. I'm gone. Who else is there? Will you say Paul Devine? Sure. Okay. Fine. Well, two. Yeah, you win that undisputed belt. That doesn't mean so much no more.
I mean, Reese Matthews has won that belt. Nothing
That
against
says
Reese
it
or
all, doesn't it?
anything.
Because he's lost to Troy Myers.
Yeah. Nothing against Reese, but I feel like him winning the belt decreased the value of the specialness of the belt a bit. Would you
Maybe
agree
if he
with
held it for a bit longer.
Yeah. Would you agree with that, Hayden?
I think anyone who's held the belt, who I haven't just listed, devalues the belt. Like, if Schmitty wins the belt at any point, then that belt means as much as the toilet paper I wipe my ass with after I go to the toilet. But there's no. Chris Andrews needs to be champion, or Paul Devine. That's really all. And rightfully so, they're fighting in the main event of Ascendance. So I can't blame the booking too much there. That's a good main event. But anyone other than those fighting for the belt, and I just yawn.
Okay. We got the Bloody Justice tweets. I mean, I respect you. A little bit.
And that's as you should.
Yeah. And the other tweet is, Hayden, didn't you just lose to Bozo? Oh wait, was
I
it
beat
Parker?
both. Yeah, and I addressed that at the start. D'Angelo St. Daniels has to come down here and get in my business. Distracting me ringside, knowing because he can't grab onto what he can't reach the levels that I'm at. He needs to hold onto my heels, and climb up with me. I have to carry him up because he can't get there himself. Like I said, he's been champ twice and he's never held it. He's never defended once successfully. So he needs to grab onto my coattails to become relevant.
But he won the
wants to
Royal
get-
Rumble.
He won the Royal Rumble, and what did he do with it? Got stripped of his position. I won the Royal Rumble, and what did I do with it? Became champion.
We got another tweet here. Do you want to read this one, Fury?
Bubble Butt Bliss fan wrote, did Hayden ever drawn. Justin Sane is a bigger library. Hayden is just another vanilla midget.
I have main evented every single Ascendance other than this year. I think that shows that I draw a dime.
Oh, we got a tweet from Tops Newsom. Lol. Sane defeated him on my debut.
Exactly. That's what I've been saying. Sane's all that. He's not as big as everyone says he is. And if this guy right here can beat him on his debut, then that just says it all. It just shows how much above I am than everyone else. Beating him 3 times. Nobody else can say that. Everyone else bows to some sort of god. You know, we had Rage on last podcast saying he wanted to fight him of all people. Maybe he wants the easy. That's why he's picking Justin Sane. Justin Sane to me is nothing more than a bore who uses the same moves for the last 3 years and doesn't mix it up. And with said 3 moves, still needs people to help him in his corner because he can't rely on the moves he has. He needs bloody Yuri Sokolov, whatever that general manager's name, in his corner to help him win belts. Like I said, I never lost that belt. I'm the reigning, defending, undefeated CMV Undisputed Championship. And that belt that Chris Andrews and Paul Devine are fighting for at Ascendance is not the real belt because I never lost it clean to Justin Sane.
Oh boy, we got Joy Justice.
Back again.
Here. Hayden, you say my brother respect you, but you... I don't think you typed this out right. You should just
Probably another dumb relative of the Justice
respect
family.
you, but...
That's true.
But you haven't earned it. You can't demand it, so you are obsolete. Hashtag Hayden must be deleted.
Who is that? Sorry, I don't even know who that is. Again,
Joy Justice.
doesn't ring a bell.
I think.
Oh, she's a big bitch with a bloodstain on her face.
Oh, she's been sniffing her own crack then.
Alright, Fury, I think whenever, because it seems like we won't get a tweet like every podcast from the Justice family. I think we need to make a tune or something for each of these tweets. Because it seems like we're going to get them all the time. Might as well make something out. But again, hey Hayden, I'm sorry about some of our fans. They think they don't know how much of a legend that you truly are.
Well,
like I said, most
wow, John, I didn't think you'd
underappreciated
be an asker.
CMV legend in history, you know, overshadowed by the people who don't deserve it.
I'm just showing respect to our guest here. But so Hayden, we never had a chance to meet each other in the ring. Go up against somebody that was a close friend. I kicked the curve at the end of last season. You fought Crow on his second week in CMV. You beat him, which I'll applaud you for that. I haven't. So, who is left for you to beat?
What, on Fusion?
On
all the
CMV?
shows.
On all the shows.
Oh, if we were, you know what? I actually made a little not too long ago because, like Fury brought up, I have done everything there is to do. So I brought up a nice list. You know, Chris Andrews been talking mega shit. And like I said, I do respect the guy. He is one of the 2 people that I believe should be fighting for the belt on Fusion. But he's been talking some mega shit because he beat me during a season where I was pitying the entire roster and not using the single most dominant in CMV history. You notice I did not once use the Hollywood Hold last season, showing a bit of pity. And he's been talking a lot of shit. Every time my name comes up, he's like, oh, I put him through a table. Big whoop guy. But if I were to use that Hollywood Hold, you wouldn't do the same thing. And if you want, we can go one-on-one anytime you want. You know, he's one of the people on my list. I've also got, well, I crossed Sunshine off that list pretty recently. DSD's on that list. He's about to get crossed off clean. I wouldn't mind tapping Cyborg out for a second time. There's a few people on the list, and I'll happily tap everyone out and humble them all.
Just out of
we got-
curiosity.
Joy Justice back.
Oh, hold on.
Responding to Hayden's. Sorry.
Okay. So out of curiosity, am I on that list? Because it'd be an honor for me to fight you and to beat you.
Well, when you get to where I am in the business, at the very top, where every single match you have something to lose. Because obviously, if I were to fight that scrub Bloody Justice who was tweeting earlier, and someone came out and distracted me, and I lost, I'd look like a fool. So when I pick and choose who I feel I I need to have a marquee on pay-per-view, it has to be someone who is at the upper echelon of their career. And I'm not to say you're not. You're young. You're new to you're reasonably new to CMV. I mean, you've been here for what, 2 years now. But maybe when you climb that ladder and get the belt, and then you could probably be added to the list. But as of right now, not so. Just because every time I have a match is something to lose, I've got a big target on my back because I am the biggest name in CMV history. I'm the biggest win for anybody in CMV history. And so every time I go out there, there's a lot for me to lose. So I need to be fighting someone who, in turn, has a lot for me to gain by beating them.
I'd like to see Hayden against Dynamite.
So we got a Joy Justice tweet. I did come up with something for this, so I'm going to do it now. This sucks. So Joy Justice tweets, "I am a vixen who has made a name in ferocity, and I don't care what you call me, but never, and I mean never, insult the Justice family."
You've made a name. Oh, sorry. You go first. It's your podcast. You go first.
So Hayden, what do you have to say in response to Joy Justice saying that do not mess with the Justice family?
They can come one by one, and I'll tap them one by one.
I'm pretty sure Joy Justice is bigger.
Probably is, but size doesn't mean
How
anything.
tall are you?
I'm 5'11" with boots on.
And how heavy are you? I just want to kind of get size comparison.
She's probably about I haven't been for a while. I'm gonna go about 196.
Okay, so she's probably a
196
similar weight. She's probably a similar weight, and she's about 6'6".
Yeah, but I feel like more of hers is to fat than mine is. I'm sitting here with
that savage
with an 11
point
with an 11.2% body fat percentage. She's probably sitting there, and not just because she's fat. She's not fat, but she's a little bit thicker than most. Every woman isn't going to be as muscly as a man. They're just not built that way. And she let's be real, she's got boobs. That's where a lot of the weight's going to go. I don't.
Can I just say, Joy Justice did lose to Jenny Wheeler, who's about 5'1" and not even 100 pounds. So I could kind of agree with you there.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know why she's up in arms here when she can't even beat someone half her size, and she's calling out the best wrestler in CMV history.
No, she calls out everyone. So does her brother.
Fury, can you see the Bloody Brook tree or not?
No, it's just gone halfway up. I'll read the two below it.
Okay. You want to go ahead and read the one by Mark Dimes?
Yeah. Mark Dimes away. Who is the biggest Netty in CMV, and why is it Hayden?
The biggest Genetti in CMV, to my knowledge, that means someone who was part of a tag team and came out of failure, right? So, biggest Genetti in CMV, we'll have to go. Ooh, that's a tough one. There's quite a few failures in CMV. I mean, it's really hard because I don't want to insult my ex-gen brothers, but at the same time, when I was your partner, and you come out of a tag team partnership with me, you're always going to be below me, and it makes you look bad. I might, I'll say Duo Maxwell is the biggest Janae in CMV. He was the undisputed champion only because I led ex-gen to glory, and I had to crush him every step as every step he made forward, I sent him 2 steps back. He won the Rumble, I sent him back into obscurity. He somehow got a contenders match, I sent him back to obscurity. He finally got the belt, and I won King of the Ring and sent him back to obscurity. He was you know, he wasn't needed in Next Gen, pretty much, to put it that way. I was gonna try and make it sound fancy, but he just wasn't needed. He was surplus to demands, and he just kept clashing with me. Keep sending him back. So yeah, he's the biggest Gen A in CMV history.
Can I just say, can J-Rod and Pops both resend their tweets? They kind of gone off the page for me there.
Okay, I'm going to read this Buddy Brit tweet. At Buddy Brit 1. Okay, sorry, this Buddy Brit. Hey, one move.
Oh, here it is. He's posted it again.
Okay, you want to read that one? I'll read the Bloody Justice one.
Okay. Yeah. Bloody
Hey,
Brit. One move doesn't define you. I don't rely on just revenge. Less time running, more time getting good. Hell, you can't even beat Parker. You know, the guy I beat like 3 times.
And you lost to Justin Sane, the guy who I beat 3 times. So
That's
I don't know what
fire,
you're
though.
talking about. I mean, when you can win that undisputed belt and hold it for as long as I can, because what, you held it for what, like a month? You know better than DSD, who I was talking about earlier. You know, you're out here representing England, my home country, and you're making us look like a fool on Fusion. I gave you respect. I said you were one of the 2 who should be fighting for the belt on Fusion, and you're coming out here disrespecting me, the man who effectively launched you into superstardom by pitying you in the same way I pitied the rest of the roster and not using the one move that would put anyone away in a moment's notice. See, you're saying don't rely on one move, but how many matches do you finish with Revenge? At least 90% of them. And the fact that I'm still winning, the fact that I am unbeaten clean this season without using... Well, actually, to be fair, I have been using my main move, but last season I had a pretty good career. I still picked up, 2 belts last season? I didn't even use my single greatest move, my revenge, if you will. If you took away your revenge, what would you be? Just a near balding British man who's got an anger issue.
I do have to
Average.
correct you, Mr. Hayden. Chris Andrews' title reign was 2 months, not 1. Just have to correct you there. Sorry about that. But
Anything less than 5 is a disgrace, and I had a 5-month reign, so...
Well, considering how Smitty was making it hell for Britt with keeping the title.
okay, back to this Bloody Justice Street. You call me a scrub. Trust me. You haven't seen me in action, Hayden, or else you shall be hit with a spider bomb. Do you have anything to say to Bloody Justice with
This guy
was
keeps
Joy
coming
Justice.
after me.
It's Joy.
Again, I've never seen him wrestle because he's never been worth watching wrestle, you know? If he has a big match, maybe I'll tune into it, but to be quite frank, what kind of a name is Bloody Justice? That alone just screams retardedness. Yeah.
Tree?
Yeah, the whole Justice family is dumb. They're all irrelevant. They're never going to be great. They're overachieving right now. And that's really all I have to say.
Damn.
That is.
You won't
That
get
is
another
pure
podcast out
savagery.
of this, let me tell you that.
Can I just say, it's going to be Joy versus Hayden at the next implosion. For...
If she can still fit in her wrestling gear by then.
Oh.
Tell you not to insult a good.
That's a go?
Oh.
Well, it's Joy Justice that's tweeting here.
Yeah, I mean, you can have the name Joy, but that doesn't mean you're a girl.
Ooh. The savagery is on point, guys.
We need to start an ad for burn cream here for all these burns.
Yes, we
We're
do.
sponsored by it now.
So, getting away from the Twitter questions, I have a few more questions I want to ask you. Hayden, there has been a lot of people who are saying that the Rage versus Tops Newsom trilogy is the best that CMV has put forward so far. But there are some that are arguing that the best trilogy is one that you had was Xander Slate. Do you agree that with the Rage and Tops, or with the Xander versus Hayden, or is there another one that you think is better than that?
Well, Rage and Tops is more of a rivalry, so that adds to the the argument. They had some fuel to the fire. Me and Xander was just me destroying Xander 3 times. Xander really had no offense. Really had no. I think it was times actually. Times I beat him in 3 straight King of the Ring tournaments. So yeah, me and Xander was just me killing him and showing why that. And that's a testament to how bet scene is right now. That Xander Slate's being considered. The fact that I beat him 5 times, and he hasn't beat me once. But yeah, Chops versus Rage, is a good trilogy. Great main event, 3 Stages of Hell. I think there's only been a few 3 Stages of Hell matches in CMV history. Certainly an interesting concept of a match. Maybe I'd like to compete in one of them one day. It's definitely one of the best. That's where I should put it. Definitely one of the best trilogies in CMV history. Me and Sunshine, that was a good trilogy too.
Hey,
Capitalized at this year's implosion.
Yeah. We have I have another. I just want your opinion on this. Is during last season when you no, not last season, the second season, and you teamed up with the Miz and had the you got involved with Ric Flair and stuff. How was it working with top guys, like, and another living legend, Ric Flair, when you were still just coming up in the ranks?
Well, this is CMV. This ain't WWE. So in my eyes, they were in the same position as I was, except he was about 40 years older, which is why he only had 2 matches and why he's not here right now. Ric Flair's a thing of the past. I'm a thing of the present and the future. Me and the Miz were one of the biggest jokes of a tag team ever. We just didn't get along at all. He may have been my mentor, but we just didn't get along at all. That breakup was coming, and the fact that the Miz of all people gave me one of my hardest matches just is a testament to how much worse the other CMV superstars are in comparison.
Again, straight fire from the living legend known as Hayden. And I think every time that you're on the show, I think we should just call you Mr. Savage, because you're.
Yeah, Cole Savage isn't very savage.
No.
Just an old man, a weathered old man who targets irrelevant people like Schmitty and D'Angelo St. Daniels to make him feel good about himself.
Can I ask, who do you want to win against Smitty and Cole Savage? Who do you want to win that?
I'm hoping Cole Savage has a heart attack in the center of the ring, and Schmitty trips over him, falls to the outside, and Cole Savage wins by count out.
Damn.
Oh God. That
He's too old to be in there.
What? How old is he?
He's in his 40s, I know. Maybe 50s. There was a rumor that he was in his 80s at one point.
Going going off of the age of him, of Cole Savage being old, there's another veteran, if you will, that has a match at Ascendus, which is going to be his retirement, Oliver Smith. I don't think you two have ever met in the ring.
Never.
If you don't, never. With him retiring at Ascendance, is there anybody that you actually would have wanted that has either retired before you can fight them or just never got a chance to?
Well, see, I thought pretty much everybody was retired on Fusion. I don't think I've ever had a one with Dave Turner. I think he was always in elimination chambers, and he cashed in on me when I beat him in the rematch in a fatal four-way. But no. I was pinned by Maxwell in a fatal four-way, and then I won the belt from Maxwell. But yeah, I've never had a one-on-one match with Dave Turner. But I don't really think about other people. I don't really think about who I'm facing. You know, you see a lot of people come out here and have these flashy matches. You know, they dive through the ropes. They put themselves at risk. I'm never going to be one to do that because at the end of the day, why do I care about what the people watching enjoy? At the end of the day, they're coming to see me lose for the most part. So why do I care if they have fun? I'm just there to put down other people. And if you want to come and try and be flashy against me, that's just going to lead to you getting your ass kicked and laid down for the free count in the center of the ring. So yeah, no. To answer your question, there's nobody I want to fight, past, present, or future. There are people that I feel need to be humbled, like Chris Andrews, like I mentioned earlier, like DSD, like I did to Sunshine, like Cyborg again. I've already tapped him out. But yeah, there are people that need it. I particularly don't care who I'm facing. I know that there's only one thing that matters, and that's me walking out with a win, because everyone else tries to be flashy for some reason. But yeah, that's all I really have to say on the matter.
Okay. You basically no flips, just fist. Is that right?
All in out brawler, yes, and it's given me success so far.
That's how I prefer to wrestle. Fury. What is your preferred style of wrestling, if you don't mind me asking?
I just like throwing my opponents about. Maybe knock their lights out too, but mostly power moves like power bombs and stuff, as I'm pretty sure everyone's noticed.
Okay.
I mean,
Go on.
I used to be a soldier charge in the corner, but obviously since my knees are done, I can't really do that anymore. And I have been actually tempted to try a springboard or two, as I sometimes stay on the apron, but when the time is right, I might pull one out somewhere.
Okay. We do have another tweet from Miss Joy Justice. You want to read this one?
Okay. Also, Hayden, that lady, I have defeated smaller girls. Also to Fury, my next pay-per-view opponent is Aurora because she's on my shit list. Who isn't on your shit list?
I'm part of her brother.
Oh.
That's
Well,
just on her fuck list.
You know, she just literally went about proving why she's just weak. That she's talked about targeting smaller vixens. Target some of your own size. I don't see you calling out Fury. Call out Fury.
She did.
See what happens. Oh,
Oh, she
how did
did.
that go?
Just too busy with Hawkins at the moment. She thinks them being 5-2 is impressive.
You know what is impressive? Being the undefeated, undisputed champion, never lost it clean, still the champ today. Yeah, maybe I'll start bringing that belt out to the ring. Yeah, maybe.
Paul Parker, he has a stealing belt.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I know what that's like, stealing my place in the main event of Redemption Road.
Also, Hayden, I just realized you have two accomplishments that you didn't mention. Since that you never lost your Undisputed Championship, you held the Anarchy Championship at the same time as you held the Undisputed, and you also held the Tornado Tag Team Championships at the same time as the Undisputed. So there's two more accolades.
No, I had the answer. I mentioned that they were really irrelevant belts that I didn't really care about. I almost left the Anarchy belt on the plane, so I don't know why Ziegler feels like such a champ because he beat it when I was near enough leaving it at every arena we went to. I didn't want the belt. It made me look cheap. As for the Tornado Tag Team belts, it just means you need someone else on your side to win a belt. It means you own half a belt, and that's why I don't need tag team belts. I just want the main belt, and that's all I'm out for. If I have to pick up these mid-card belts, these second-rate belts, to prove to the fans that I'm the greatest of all time, I'll do it, but otherwise, there would not be a...
Fury, you got any questions? left do you want after Hayden?
Would you go if the possibility arises? Would you go in a match you against Paul Devine and Quantum triple threat for a major title?
Well, I've beaten both of them, and that was actually the plan. I could spill some dirt here. Um, that was the plan for the final show, where I was actually supposed to be Fatal 4-Way with Just Insane. Final show of last season. That was the plan. No. So this is what caused that beef. You know, there was beef between myself and Quantum because he thought I was stealing his opportunity in the main event. That's when I put my career on the radar. Shot to have that fatal was a great idea, but we were denied it. So I said, "Look, put my career on the line. I'll take that belt from you." There was a bit of backstage heat for it, but yeah, I did what I got to do. One of the X-Gen members had to be in the main event, and those two weren't going to risk their careers for it. But yeah, I would fight Sushi X and Quantum for the major belt just because, you know, brothers fight, as I've said. So it doesn't mean we hate each other just because we fight. Brothers fight, you know, and the strongest pairings always come back stronger. And, you know, me and Quantum teamed earlier on in the year. We beat Sunshine and James Land and Vane pretty candidly. So yeah, I'll be fine going toe-to-toe with them. I've beaten them both on several occasions, and I'll do it again. I think they've both only got one win over me, whereas I've got multiple over both of them.
So even in a triple threat with both of them on you at the same time.
Even in a triple threat, but they'll be going after each other as well. You know, I don't think they'll just be going after me. They know each other more than they know me, and I guarantee they'd love to steal the victory.
We got two more tweets here. Fury, can you see the Bloody Lion tree, or do I need to read that one?
That one's already gone up. I can see Topher's one pretty fine.
Okay,
You want me to do that?
You do that one.
Okay, so from Job Squad for Life, question to the Fury. We heard Hayden talk about how irrelevant mid-card titles are. What's your viewpoint on mid-cards, seeing as you're the IC champ? Before I just jumped onto the intensity and unmatched brand before for us, they came over, I had no interest in the belt at all, and when I referred to the hardcore and the IC belt as third and second rate belts, but now that I've had a while with it, I see him as a stepping stone to move on to the bigger belt. I'm using this IC run as to obviously get back on track. Once I lose this mid-card belt, I'm definitely going to try and go back to. Unlike Hayden, I can see the importance of mid-card belts. They're good for giving new vixens and newer stars a chance to establish themselves.
Okay, we got a tweet first time of the night from Buddy Justice's brother. So, Hayden, I will ask because I believe this is a kid. So, if you could turn down your savagery down a peg for him.
Well, before you read the tweet, then I'm gonna say that people like that, you know, family is off limits until they pick up or they go on their laptop and they start tweeting and they start talking ish. Because the moment they get involved is the moment they become, you know, part of the firing range. So if this guy says something I don't like, don't expect me to hold back. That's his problem.
Okay then. So the Bloody Lion, which I'm tweets, Hayden, you are pathetic. You judge based on names but not skills. I'm going to join this savagery. Go on.
Well, you see, I didn't just judge off names. The first thing I said is that you're all trash and you can't even win a belt. Even with the help of a tag team partner, you can't do nothing. And yeah, I judge off names. That's a dumb way to market yourself. And you're sitting here behind your computer screen doing nothing with your life telling me I'm pathetic. When your entire family put together is worth less than my toenail trimmings. I think you're the one who's quite pathetic. I think your entire family is pathetic. The fact that you have to keep talking to me, keep tweeting me after I'm shutting you down time and time again just proves it really how pathetic all of you really are. Fat Justice and now chubby kid behind a computer, internet warrior. This guy right here, bloody lion. Yeah, you can keep chilling out in your forest because you're homeless, and I'll keep living in this mansion over here.
Hey, Mr. Showtime, I'm sorry, but it's about our bosses wants our podcast go a little over an hour. It looks like our time is up. It's been a pleasure having you in the studios with us here today. Fury, any last words?
Yeah, someone needs to take that ladder and shove it up your ass.
Ooh.
Well, that's the thing, because you could probably not climb the ladder. I mean, I know you want a ladder match, but you want a ladder match against a wannabe cowgirl and someone who failed to cash in money in the
That
bank, so that's
cowgirl
not
can
really too
kick your
impressive.
balls in.
Oh, she's gonna have to get past Megan before she can even have a chance of claiming her greatness.
I'll see at the special.
Yeah, if when you do something with your career other than sit on the excuse that is your injured knees, then you can come back and talk mad-ish to me.
I have not
You
been
can probably
sitting
can't
on my
stand
injured
properly.
knees.
Well, yeah, you've
I
been
had
fighting
a
bums
bloody
for the last
20
year.
win streak.
You know, you can have a 20 win streak, but if you're fighting tomato, you remind me of Floyd Mayweather in the sense that you're one of the few people in the world that's gotten famous somehow by fighting complete tomato cans that nobody's heard of, having absolute wimps throw punches at your face, throwing punches at your face. Yes, Amber Briggs is, to me, yeah, first ever champion. That was years ago. Rose Punish never won the big one. Another one who's played second fiddle in what you considered, you said yourself, a weak division. No, sorry, Quinn said that. Quinn said it was a weak division, and Rose Punish played second fiddle. Yeah, you beat Sophia Caldwell. Yeah, you know, she needed a stable, like I've been saying. That doesn't help your case. You failed to cash in. Cassie Maverick is probably your biggest win. But other than that, you know, I beat Sunshine. Sunshine held the belt 5 months, and I beat him on my. I guess I'm gonna consider it my pay-per-view return. I know my pay-per-view return was beating Bozo, whipping him in 5 minutes, but that was 5 minutes. That was a stretch. My pay-per-view return was beating Sunshine, and I beat him in easy fashion. Nobody was debating that win. Win that belt, Fury.
Well,
Then
how
come
about
at
you
me.
me fight right now? I'll tie my one hand behind my back. I'll fight you right now. And
I
we
can't hit the peasants, otherwise it makes me look
can
bad.
film it so everyone could. No, don't worry. I'll throw first punch. Then you have an excuse. How's that?
Hitting a woman is never my thing. I don't hit people beneath me. You wouldn't understand that. Like I said, you claim to be this big, unstoppable behemoth, but you sit there.
I never
Fighting
said
people
I was
lower than you.
unstoppable. Someone hasn't yet done it yet.
Well, the knockout queen said otherwise.
Yeah, but it took them and to do it. I had a concussion from that stair shot.
If you want to bring out the excuses. See, this is why I said to DSD. This is why I said to DSD. DSD brings out a lot of excuses. You know, he says he was beaten. He said he was worn after his war with Cyborg, so he has to take a month off sitting in a rundown motel. I say real champions don't make excuses. You can go back and watch this. In fact, you know, we have a CMV historian in here who can tell you that I wore bandages after being beaten down. I came into the ring with bandages on. I did not stop. I didn't make excuses. I didn't say, oh, I have a concussion. No, I came and defended my belt. I came and fought week after week after week. You know, there were 74 shows straight where I did not miss a show. I am the hardest worker in CMV history. I am the best worker in CMV history. Nobody matches me on the mic. Nobody matches me in the ring. Nobody matches me anywhere. And you can keep
but
coming
I can still
at me now,
knock you
Fury.
the fuck out.
I'm this ladder first before you can reach me, but I don't think you
How
can with
about
the
I
knees.
kick the ladder out?
I don't know if you can with the knees.
I can try.
You can try, but I wouldn't want to see your knees get even more hurt. I don't want to see you hurt through. I want to see you aspire to greatness. I want to see you be on my level. I want to see you become the top of the Vixens division. I'm picking fights you can't win with me. You're picking a fight with me because you know I can't do anything. So how about you just climb that Vixens division? You step back into the Vixens division, the one that I've been praising all stream, all podcast, been praising the Vixens division, saying how good it is. Instead of picking fights with me, climb that division, and we'll have a beer at the top of it. But right now, there's no point you picking a fight with me when you should be looking at your opponent this Sunday in the United Kingdom in Ali Cage.
Now, to be fair, I haven't talked trash about her at all now, have I? I'm going into this very respectfully.
That's good.
Okay.
I'm always respectful.
Okay. There's a situation that's happening on right now. I want to ask you, Hayden, real quick. Do you know what's going on with Nancy Hurt?
No, I don't. I think that's a troll
She's waiting
tweet.
for you outside. I'll let her in for you.
Hey, so I'm
Nah.
going to read off her tweet. Then
You can read
Right.
off the tweets, but it's obviously just a crazed fan. You know, I don't have time for these things. I focus 100% on my career. I don't have time for these liaisons.
okay.
So you're a virgin.
No.
Hey,
But ever since CMV became a thing, I've just been too focused on that to really hold up anything outside. You know, would you go up to I don't know if you watch MMA, but would you go up to a Diaz brother, one of the best fighters in history, someone who focused solely on fighting, and call him a virgin? I don't think you would. I don't think anyone would, because that's just disrespect. I sit here at the top of my division, at top of my throne, as a king, with everything I've devoted to my career coming out full fruition, showing how dominant I am. I deserve some serious respect. And I feel as if you're throwing shade, man. Have I been disrespectful here to you, Fury? Because from what, like I said earlier, I think all I've done is spit facts. And if you don't like it, like I said earlier, maybe you should reevaluate
I'll
your
give
game
you
and
this.
make those facts.
I'll give you this. You did not insult my man when you were talking about him. I'll give you that. So maybe I was a little offhand, but I gotta say you had to expect this from me.
You know, I'm gonna quote someone I know you're not very fond of. You know, but there was a time last year when Aura was in a feud, because this is actually when I watched Fusion. I don't watch that now. Like I said, there's no stars, but there was a vixen named Aura who was feuding with a girl who you know called Casey Wilson, and the reason they were feuding is because Aura didn't like the advice, because Casey was a newbie, and an unstoppable newbie, as you found out. She was giving her advice on that. You know, you shouldn't be vengeful. You should be respectful going into your fights, not be loudmouth. And to be fair, I've never been disrespectful in my entire CMV career. I don't think anyone would dispute that. And look where it's gotten me. I think you should maybe tune up the attitude, and maybe you'll be at the top.
Now, can I just say I have been kind of more humble this season compared to what I was back on Fusion. I've only really said anything if I've been provoked.
I can praise you for that. Are there any more questions, Mr. Reed?
We do have one from Bloody Justice tweet, but I will read this as fast as possible. He tweets, like you said, respect is earned, not given. Blah blah blah. He's just saying he's trying to get out of the hole he dug for himself. You're coming for him. But I know that you and Fury have a plane to catch to get to the live event that's happening in the United Kingdom.
Oh, I
And,
hate flying.
In kayfabe terms, it's be tomorrow night. Actually, tonight 6, right?
No, anyway, any time between 6 and 10, I'm still recording it right now.
Okay. So with
All
that,
these tag team matches.
it was a pleasure having you on our show tonight, Mr. Hayden. living legend. And
Yeah, it's
Fury,
been good being here. It's been good, unloading the dirt on people. Yeah, people who deserve it. Yeah, it's kind of really it.
Fury again. It's been a nice podcast. Nice working with you on this project of ours. And the I've been John Reed. This is the alpha female Fury, and our special guest, the living legend Hayden. From all of us, we wish you a do. Hope to catch you all watching the United Kingdom special. Good night, good fight, good night. Adios, y'all.
Sayonara.